Sun's going down, so I'm running out of time, so we're gonna get this done before we annoy the neighbors. There are two downsides I've seen from this thing so far. One of them being that this is only a 6-meter cord. I do need an extension to be able to reach around the other side. This hose, I feel like, is not long enough. Like, it's just too short. This is the 2-meter hose. They do have a 3.5-meter hose. There's like a little triangle piece. I don't have one of those yet, but that is something I do plan on getting. It's real dirty on this side. This is gonna need it. That sub keeps moving around on me. A couple of things I forgot to mention about the vac. It is both a wet and dry vac, so any spills or anything like that, you can use this to clean it up. This is also a blower, so you can connect this hose up and use it as like a leaf blower or a dust blower. The way the blower works on this thing, pretty easy. All you do is just unclip it from the front, spin the thing around, chuck it in the back there. Oh yeah! Woo! Test out the blower function. We're going to do a little bit of a comparison. I've got my Zito leaf blower. This will be better, but it's more of to see how well the vac can do against something like this. Obviously not as powerful, but considering most shops you're not going to be having this sort of stuff around on the floor. Just your standard shop dust that you get, that'll be sufficient enough. Fast running out of daylight, but here is a little before and here's a little after. That is not too bad for maybe 2 minutes of work. So I don't know if those are showing up on camera. It sort of looks like it, but being that this thing is a wet vac, spray all that stuff down and it will hopefully pick all this up plus the dirt out of the seat there. Now I probably could use like a drill and like a brush thing, but I just want to see how the vacuum does just on its own. We're not testing any drills or brushes. It's more, I mean, we're going to use the cleaners to actually get the stuff lifted, but then it's using the vacuum to lift it all out to see kind of how good it actually is. So I've just watched a video of a guy who's got a WD3 as well, and he just removed the filter and the bag altogether and just shoved the head of it into a bowl of water. That was nuts. It sucked it up so quickly as well. But this sort of situation is where that little triangle head would come in very, very handy. So, I'm in Australia. That means we have Bunnings and Harvey Norman and all that kind of stuff. And Bunnings have this policy that if you can find a lower price on cheap stocked item, they'll beat it by 10%. And Harvey Norman had the KD3 cheaper than Bunnings. So what that meant is that I could then go to Bunnings and be like, hey, Harvey Norman have it at this price. And then that means that Bunnings could then bring it down 10% lower than what Harvey Norman had it. It's about 178, 179 at Bunnings when they brought down that 10%. 178 bucks, 179 bucks. Absolute bargain, I reckon. I think it's done pretty good. But it seems to have removed pretty much that whole stain. I'm not sure how much of that was to do with the actual cleaning agent rather than the vac, or if any other vacuum cleaner could have done that. It looks better than it did before. And then a couple of things that I want to get for it, just to improve it that little bit better, is definitely that car nozzle head, the little triangle thing. Pretty much the only other thing that I would change on it is getting the longer hose. And then just the power cable, but extension cords are easy enough to have to deal with, I guess.